Genesis chapter 18 verses 1 to 10. Lord, do not go on past your servant. The Lord appeared to Abraham by the terebinth of Mamre, as he sat in the entrance of his tent, while the day was growing hot. Looking up, Abraham saw 3 men standing nearby. When he saw them, he ran from the entrance of the tent to greet them, and bowing to the ground, he said, "Sir, if I may ask you this favor, please do not go on past your servant. Let some water be brought, that you may bathe your feet, and then rest yourselves under the tree. Now that you have come this close to your servant, let me bring you a little food, that you may refresh yourselves, and afterward you may go on your way." The men replied, "Very well, do as you have said." Abraham hastened into the tent and told Sarah, "Quick, 3 measures of fine flour. Knead it and make rolls." He ran to the herd, picked out a tender, choice steer, and gave it to a servant, who quickly prepared it. Then Abraham got some curds and milk, as well as the steer that had been prepared, and set these before the 3 men, and he waited on them under the tree while they ate. They asked Abraham, "Where is your wife Sarah?" He replied, "There in the tent." One of them said, "I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah will then have a son." The setting of today's reading is at the terebinth of Mamre, which is located about 18 miles south of Jerusalem and 2 miles north of Hebron. Terebinths are oak trees. The oaks were named after their owner, Mamre, who was an Amorite chief who helped Abram, later to become Abraham, free Abram's nephew Lot from his captivity. It is the hot part of the day and Abram is looking for a little shade and maybe lunch when he looks up and sees 3 men. One of them is identified in Hebrew as Adonai, a title used exclusively for God in the Bible. The remaining 2 angels who continued on the Sodom, while Abraham asks God if he will destroy the righteous along with the wicked. The only ones to escape the destruction of Sodom were Lot, his wife, and 2 daughters. His wife doubted, turned, and looked at Sodom, and her disobedience caused her to turn into a pillar of salt. If we read on to verse 13, we hear the Lord question Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh and say, 'Shall I really bear a child, old as I am?'" As we all know, God can do anything. We humans are limited by our own capabilities. Thinking in human terms, you can see why Sarah would laugh at the statement that she would become a parent at the age of 90. If Sarah were thinking in divine terms, she wouldn't question God's ability to achieve any goal of his choosing. Look at the world around you. We all know of pregnancies late in life to women thought to be barren. Could it be that God thought that Abraham and Sarah would be better, more stable parents at an older age? What about the people who were given months to live but went on with life for years after the diagnosis? Could it be that God had other plans for the terminally ill patient's life? An interesting side note is that Isaac's name means, "he laughs." Could it be God was the one doing the laughing? An old saying says, "He who laughs last, laughs best." Sarah might have lacked faith at the tent door, but her doubts fell away in only 9 months. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 7. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not rely on your own insight. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. Be not wise in your own eyes, fear the Lord, and turn away from evil.